YouTube पे there are so many videos talking about ways to make money, but most of them do not work in 2024. There's so much competition, there are so many people in this field, and there is very little way for you to make true value and make a living doing what you love. Hi everyone, I'm Ishan Sharma, and that is why in this video I'll be talking about 5 unknown ways to make money online. I'll be talking about what this method is, how can you execute on this, what are some free resources, and how can you learn about it. All I want you to do is to watch till the end, and I will also tell you about an amazing business software that can help you get more things done and save your time. These 5 ways have tons of demand, but there are very few people who are in this field, and that is where your potential lies. Starting with the first and the easiest unknown way to make money online, and that is to become a freelance influencer marketer. Influencer marketing एक ऐसी field है जहाँ पे there are tons of creators who are creating content, sharing their life, creating different category content, and there are brands who want their brand and their product to be included in these videos that the creators are creating. Your job is to connect both of them, is to become the person that connects the creator and the brand and takes a cut in the middle. And you basically create a very seamless process for brands to execute collaborations, for brands to execute every single campaign. That is the job of an influencer marketer, and it is very, very lucrative. For example, you are working with 5 creators who create content on YouTube and Instagram. Every month they are getting about 5 deals, and every deal is getting them about 1 lakh rupees. So in total, each creator is making about 5 lakh rupees from the brand collabs that you are getting them. Total becomes 25 lakh rupees, and you are charging them 20%. A 20% commission would get you to 5 lakh rupees per month. You can make over 5 lakh rupees per month by just having 5 creators who are doing 5 collaborations every single month. That's it. And the price can go up and down, but this was just a very simple example to tell you how lucrative this field is. You don't have to set up anything of yourself. You just need to be really good at networking, at communicating with people, at negotiating the right price for your creator in front of the brand, and you must always focus on building trust with the brand and with the creator. Now, yes, there are tons of influencer marketing agencies in this field, but freelance influencer marketing is a great field because you can just be a sole person who is just routing all the payments. And the best thing you can do is to trust the creator and tell them that the brand will pay you, and then you can pay me an agreed upon percentage of that deal. So in that case, the creator knows that there is full transparency and they would definitely want to pay you a part of that pie. That is essentially how influencer marketing works. It's a very lucrative field. The first step is to find creators who are currently small but have huge potential in the future. They could be in various different fields like beauty, lifestyle, vlogging. They could also be in educational fields like design, like tech, like storytelling. There are so many other fields, but you have to basically find as many creators as possible and work with them on a commission basis. That's it. If you get them a deal, you take a 20% cut. You can also lower this percentage to 15 or to 10% to beat the market and what they charge. And that is a great way to get started and become an influencer marketer. If you have any questions, check out this video I've done with Ayush Shukla, who is the founder of Finet, and that will give you a better idea of how this space really works. But this is called freelance influencer marketer. So you can work from wherever you want, when you want, but the downside is there will be months where there will be no deals. There will be months where companies have stopped promoting. They don't want to promote. And it all depends on how well you can reach out to the brands who are still promoting. And that will make sure that you keep making money even in the bear market, where companies don't have enough money to invest into influencer marketing. So that is a basic idea of being a freelance influencer marketer. Now, making money online might look easy at first, but it involves a lot of processes, managing accounts, agreements, projects, your own website, and so much more. And it is extremely crucial that you build systems that help you stay on the top of your game. You can't be jumping from one platform to another in every step of your work. And that's where Odoo comes in. Odoo is an all-in-one solution which provides various apps to facilitate the daily management of your business. It not only helps you simplify your processes, but also improves the quality of your work. For example, if you want to create a website, you can create it in minutes with their website builder app with the domain free for the first year. If you struggle signing contracts online, Odoo lets you sign, send, and approve documents all in one place with Sign. You can track leads and manage customers through CRM, ease accounting operations, and do so much more. You can even analyze all of this with their dashboard app to know the progress of your work. And that's not it. You can do a lot more in just one place, that too in an entirely integrated way. All apps are interconnected to help you simplify your business in one platform. Before using it, I didn't even realize how much time I was wasting jumping from one software to another. And you won't believe this. You can literally get started for free because Odoo's first app is free forever with unlimited storage and hosting. So join Odoo's more than 12 million happy customers and go try it out today with the link in the description. But moving on, let's now talk about the second unknown way to make money, and that is by taking interviews. I'm not talking about giving interviews. I'm talking about being the person who's taking interviews of people. So there is a website which recently aired on Shark Tank season 3. It's called as Interview. Again, this is not sponsored, but what you can basically do here is that you go on their platform and you register yourself as an interview engineer. So if you are a software developer, if you have some experience of working in this field, but you want to make some money on the side, there is a secret way to do so, and that is by becoming a freelance interview engineer, in which you would be matched by people who want to get hired at particular companies. Could be startups, could be other companies, and your sole job is to interview them and give the final verdict to the company if they should be hired or not. And you will be paid for every interview that you are taking. The process is to go on their site and click on apply. You apply, they will vet you, they will make sure that you are the right person to become the person who takes interviews, if you have the right skills or not. And once that is done, then you can take interviews every day, as much as 3 to 4 interviews, and you can make upwards of $1,000 a month. It's a great opportunity. Go have a look at it and start in this field. This is not for beginners who have no experience or they just cannot do anything. They don't have any skill. You need to have some skill and you need to have some experience, and only then you can become the person who is taking interviews. So that is essentially how it works. You have to be good at communicating. You have to be good at your one skill, preferably engineering roles. So that is how this works. Go check out that site if you're interested. But this is a second unknown way to make money. I just got to know about this very recently. My friend was telling this to me, but this can be very lucrative, right? So for example, if you are someone who has a great work-life balance, so every day you could be taking 3 to 4 interviews, you could easily make enough money per month to get vacations, to buy that car, to buy that house that you always wanted to buy, to make your parents proud, and things like that. So in case you are liking this video, please hit the like button, and let's move on to the third unknown way to make money. And that is by managing podcasts out there. There are so many people starting podcasts today. Every single one wants to go viral, but most people mess up. Most people make mistakes. And so your job is to become the person who, number one, gets them the right guests, the people who will come on the podcast and speak. And secondly, manage and distribute the podcast in a way that it gets a ton of traction. I literally know people who are charging podcast hosts for getting guests for them. So imagine a world in which you are a podcast host, but you need podcast guests. So what you do is you go to this person and say that, hey, find me people who are into politics, or find me people who are into tech, people who are founders. And they would go, they would reach out to those people, they would talk to their PR teams, they would make sure that they are interested to join your podcast. And for every single guest, they will charge you a particular amount. So that is how this works. You need to be exceptionally good at cold emailing, at networking with people, building relationships with people, and you need to understand how the podcast game works in India. You need to know what is the right way to make a podcast viral, right? The best way, if you've seen podcasts like the Rashomani Figuring Out podcast, you might have seen Ranveer show. what they do is when the podcast goes live, they also start uploading the clips. And so it has a very circular effect. People watch the reel, they immediately go watch the YouTube video. And when they have a ton of YouTube views on that video, the YouTube algorithm promotes the video even more. So that is essentially how that podcast goes viral. You need to also learn how to distribute a podcast on audio platforms like Spotify, like Apple Podcasts, and many others. So all of this comes in the umbrella of podcast management, getting guests, creating virality, creating clips, making sure that you're putting it out on audio platforms, and also to get deals for these podcasts. There are so many podcasts out there, but there are very few companies who are sponsoring podcasts. Your job is to get long-term deals for your podcast client and charge a percentage commission of that. Again, as I've talked about previously in this video. So that is the third way to make money, by becoming a podcast manager. Very lucrative, tons of opportunities. Very few people are tackling it, and it's a very new role, right? 2020 when I started a podcast, no one cared, right? My first few episodes were not getting viewed by anyone. Today, everyone wants to watch podcasts. Everyone wants to listen to podcasts. And that is why you can take this opportunity and make a ton of money. Now let's talk about the fourth unknown way to make money. And this is by creating repurposed content. Have you seen the Ambani pre-wedding of Jamnagar without being in Jamnagar? A couple of months ago, Instagram Reels were flooded with clips of Radhika Merchant, with clips of Akash Ambani, and all the fun luxury jewelry that they were wearing, the watches that they were wearing, the clothes they were wearing, the people who were coming there. This is all a part of a massive campaign. I'm sorry to break it to you. It is not organic. Most of it is a well-designed strategy by people who want you to actually see this content. There are no coincidences, right? It is a very well-structured plan to make this wedding seen by everyone around the country in India. And there's nothing wrong about that, right? If you are launching a product, you would want people to actually see what you're building, right? If you've seen the cred ads a couple of years back, right? So all of those are great examples of creating repurposed content. If you've seen all the meme pages who pick up clips of podcasts, right? I'm not saying that all of it is paid or all of it is planned, but most of it is a planned strategy. There's a thing called promoting clips on meme pages. So what happens is, let's say that you have a podcast, or let's say you have an event, or let's say you have a celebrity whose movie is coming out. So what they would basically do is they would reach out to these meme pages who would take pieces of their content, their videos, and they would turn it into reels, which they know will go viral. So these meme pages, they have a very clear idea of what goes viral in India. They know what music to put, they know what edit to create, and it will go viral, right? There was a reason why your feed was filled with Radhika Merchant edits, Radhika Merchant reels, right? It is not a coincidence. It was because it was a well-crafted strategy. And so your job is to do this for companies, right? You can call it PR, you can call it meme page management, you can call it repurposed content management, anything, whatever you want, right? There are so many people who are obsessed with Elvish Yadav in India, right? And it blows my mind. Why did he become what he is today? It is because of the meme pages. It is because he was everywhere, right? You were surrounded by him and his clips and his content and everything, right? Why is it that Arpit Bala is so mainstream? Like you can see his clips everywhere. It's all repurposed content. There's a huge power in creating repurposed content and sharing it through meme pages. They charge you very less, but you get a ton of traction. I hope I'm making the point very clear. So your job is to work with these pages and to work with companies and help get them virality, get them the eyeballs that they want on Instagram, on other pages. That is how this thing basically works. So that is the fourth unknown way to make money, right? The fifth one is to become an app tester. Now, as an app tester, it's one of the most fascinating roles that I've ever seen. So you go on Fiverr and you search app testing, and you will find hundreds of people who are ready to test an app that you've built and give you feedback. So as an app tester, your job is to basically use the app that someone has built and look at its experience, look at its interface, and give feedbacks where you think they can improve. It's very simple. You can go out there and watch a few videos about UI and UX practices. And you can then start putting up your own gig as an app tester. And people spend a ton of money on this. Basically, the idea is whenever someone uploads an app on Google Play, they want to make sure that it is optimized, that it has no bugs. When they put it on Apple App Store, they want to make sure that it is fully polished. And before that, there is a round of app testing, wherein the testers are given access to the app and they try it out themselves and give you feedback on how can you make it better. And they pay you a ton of money for this. So that is how it works. These were the 5 unknown ways to make money in India in 2024. Which one is your favorite? I want to hear it from you. I make sure that I give something to every person who's watching this video. If you are someone who is skilled and has some experience, check out interview and become an interview engineer. If you are someone who loves content, get into the repurpose content creation. Or if you are someone who just loves podcasts, get into podcast management. Or if you are someone who's into UI UX, become an app tester. Or at the very top, if you are someone who loves brands and marketing, check out freelance influencer marketing. That was it. That was the video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. If you're still watching, write in the comment section, I watched till the very end. Also, check out Odoo with the link in the description and start with it today if you are starting a business or already have one. I want you to execute on this. Description will have a ton of more information on how can you start with these unknown ways to make money. Make sure you execute, make sure you read, invest time as much as possible, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.